This week, we're going to look at all the neighborhoods and evaluate the best neighborhoods in all of the hottest area in all of South Florida. My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Luxury, and welcome to Avenir. So you've been thinking about this neighborhood and not exactly sure where exactly? Well, this video is going to help you with that. When I first moved here, people told me, when you move to Florida, expect to take a downgrade in your schooling. I can't tell you. I can't even begin to tell you how wrong that was. I'm going to start from the beginning, the early days of Avenir. But before we do that, let's look at the map and look at where exactly is Avenir. If you look at the overall map of Florida, you can see Avenir is in Palm Beach Gardens. It is in the southeastern part of the state. And two points I'd like to make. It's literally in between Orlando, which is like the resort amusement park of the world, and featuring the biggest Disney park in the world in Orlando. Also, Universal Studios Orlando, and there's a million things there. If you've never been there, it'll blow your mind. And that's about 2.5 hours north of Avenir. And if you go here to the south, my family personally, we go there every year. One of the most beautiful parts of the world is here, the Keys. Let me go in. The Keys are made up of lots of different areas. Key Largo, Isla Marathon, and of course, at the end, the most famous, Key West. As we zoom into Avenir, a couple things I want to point out. You're not near the ocean. You're not like right next to the ocean. If you want oceanfront property, this is not a community for you. We talk about the pros and cons of every neighborhood when we help people that are relocating to this area. And that's one of the things you just got to be okay with. All the new construction, which we do more new construction here in South Florida than any team literally down here. And all the new construction is west. From Avenir to the ocean, it's probably about 35 minutes. But let me tell you this, two of the best beaches are right here. Juno Beach. Juno Beach has a pier that shoots out like 900 feet. Great fishing, surfing, boating capital of the world, parasailing, I mean, you name it. Just north of there is literally another great beach, which is Jupiter. Jupiter is, if you go to any of these places and you go to their pier, you see in like early in the morning for sunrise, you will see people fishing out there. I highly recommend, if you're in the area, check this out. I do it. I live here. I've lived here for 19 years. We'll talk about more about that later. And I still love to do that. As I zoom into Avenir as a whole, it's 5,000 acres. It's a big area, but only 2,500 is being developed here. So Avenir actually goes back, its early history. I want to start from the beginning, before COVID. There were just a couple of communities, mainly Toll Brothers and Kenco. Those are the two builders. Toll Brothers was offering Watermark and Wingate, and they slowed down quite a bit, as you can imagine, when 2020 came around, when it was impossible to show homes for a while there. But those communities are sold out. I'm going to show you on a map in a second where that is. And then you have Kenco, which is Coral Isles, still for sale. The reason why that hasn't sold out is their higher price point. They start at $2 to $3 million there. Not all Avenir is priced that high, but some are priced a lot higher. So stick around. We're going to give you the pros and cons of each neighborhood. This is the most popular neighborhood in all of South Florida, and there's lots of sub communities. And we've taken so many families there, and we know what works for each family, depending on how large they are, and and things they like to do. It's a great golf community as an example. But let me show you on a map Avenir Drive and North Lake, and show you where it all started. So I really zoomed in here. This is Avenir Drive, and this used to be all of Avenir. That's it. By the way, this is the town center, which is being built. It's a lot more developed than what it shows here now. But right here is Watermark. Their Wingate community is right here. They're sold out. We do resales. We're going to talk more about how the best way to explore resales in this area later. The builders they don't tell you to help you with this stuff. We can, and they don't want to tell you about that stuff because they want to make a sale. We're unbiased. We don't care if we do a resale, help you with a resale or a new construction. Just so happens that there is more new construction uh, demand these days. That could change. Over here is Coral Isles, one of the nicest neighborhoods in terms of big homes, big pieces of property, small community, 107 homes. And let me tell you a little bit about Coral Isles. You would have thought over this period of time that neighborhood would have been sold out. And that's a fair criticism. Only for 107 homes, they've been open 5 years. You would think so. Because it's a higher price point, it is a little bit slow. There are resales in there too, which might be intriguing to look at. So one of the pro is that the builder's great. Kenco is a high quality builder. People like them. The con is, perhaps it depends on you, is uh the what do you call it? The entrance is unassuming. It's not huge. That's what they want. I don't know, but back then it was the only game in town, so that might be the reason why they do it. If you look at one of the communities we're going to talk about later, Apex of Avenir, their entrance is grand, and that's one of the footmarks of one of the features that that community, that builder likes to bring across, is they have grand entrances. We'll show you that later. But that's the pros and cons of Coral Isles. Still for sale. They're probably down to like about a dozen or so homes, and there's of course resales. Watermark and Wingate are sold out. In between, there's a neighborhood called it's not a Kel, Avanian. That was the builder, and they had a community in there that's also sold out. That was over a little bit over 100 homes. So there's a lot there. There's resales in there too. But let me jump back into the map. And if you're looking at 55 plus there too, I'll touch on them just briefly now. These other communities are all age communities. So this is that community I was telling you in the middle there, the Keovanian. It's called La Thierry. We did a lot in there. I want to say there were like 120 homes in there. So you can see it's not huge. It's pretty much done. They did a good house. Did a good they have a good product. They're the clubhouse. This is the Eastern Clubhouse. It's sometimes referred to. I looked this up because I didn't realize this until recently. It's called the Blue Heron. I just made that name up recently. That's what this clubhouse is right here. This is going to be for all the communities that are, for the most part, east of Coconut Boulevard, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. That's going to be used for that. It's a nice clubhouse. Let me give you some of the features of the clubhouse before we continue on. So it's 16,000 square feet, 8 tennis courts, 6 pickleball courts. There's a big event hall in there. Now, there's talk that they're going to, at some point, turn it into a restaurant. I've heard that. Even if you go to the websites, there's no mention of it, but I've heard that. And that might be the builders just we're giving them your wishful thinking. The other clubhouse has one. We're going to go into that later. But club room, commercial kitchen, the pool is outstanding, lap pool. So there's a lot there. The gym is probably not as big as it needs to be. This community houses the communities. This clubhouse takes care of the communities such as Coral Isles, Watermark, Wingate, Avondale. We'll talk about that's the best entry point into Avenir, by the way. Avondale, Solana Bay, just to name some. Here's the site map. If you know, this is the site map that the developer put out. So if you look here, these are the communities we were talking about: Keovania and La Thierry. Avondale is up here. Now I got to tell you about Avondale. You can get in. This is how if you have a limited budget and you love Avenir. I've got a lot of people that have looked at Westlake and Arden, other terrific master plan communities, but wanted to be into maybe a little bit nicer master plan community of Avenir. and they said, "How can I get in there?" This is your best way. This is Avondale. It's also near these walking trails. They've got the most elaborate walking trails in all of the South Florida communities because there's so much natural protected reserve. And as you can see here, they've got six entrances in there. Pure Florida jungle. Be careful, but it's nice. It's pure nature. There's a dog park up here. But let me tell you a little bit about Avondale. Today, the deals in Avondale are crazy. And I'll tell you the reason why. The builder is Pulte Homes. They are offering this product under the label of Devasta, which is their luxury end. They have other communities. This builder has other communities in the area that they're looking to get started, just getting started. In the Lake Worth, Wellington area, like Hendricks Reserve is one, Greyhawk Landing, Amara, sorry, Amara is another. There's a few there, so they want to get going with those. So they want out of this Avenir area. So they're more than halfway done. They have some crazy incentives. We've seen some homes go in there. We've helped buyers in there in the mid 700,000s. That's sort of your entry level in Avenir. Most of the homes in Avondale are more money. I'll tell you that. They do go over $1 million. But if your budget's under $1 million and you want to get into this community, Avondale is the place to do it. I'm back to the other map. I said 55 plus, right? Toll Brothers started this community here. It's called Regency. It's a 55 plus community. It's the first one in Avenir, and they're more than halfway started. It's a pretty big community. It's like over 400 homes. I'm thinking it's I forget the exact number off the top of my head, but it's about 400 homes. Great clubhouse called the Pearl. So use a separate clubhouse apart from the other Eastern community, Eastern community Avenir, locations, and the community, the stuff in there is great. It's a little bit quiet for me, but it could be because there's still a lot. Not everyone is closed and moved in. I want to mention here, if you're into golf, as I mentioned before, there's a great golf community. Over here is Sandhill Crane. Sandhill Crane is listen, I know these communities really well. No one sells more homes in Avenir than what we do here living in Palm Beach, Florida. If you're thinking about anywhere in South Florida, you owe it to yourself to at least look at this community. And we know the differences between these communities. If you're into golf, you're pretty close here to Regency. You can literally take your golf cart to the Dancing Crane. There's a restaurant here called the Dancing Crane. Let me see if I can find it. It's in here somewhere. Great. I think it's this right here. It's this, and it's not labeled, but it's this building right here. Great restaurant. Oh, I'm sorry, it's right here. This is it. Great restaurant. You have a 18-hole golf course here. You've got this they call it the Nest Par 3 golf. You got driving ranges. You've got by some accounts, a lot of people will tell you it is the best public course in the area. So as we move north to the east and stay east in Avenir, I've got to say this because when you talk about deals, this is a community you definitely want to look at because they're getting close to the end, and the deals here are insane. Solana Bay. Solana Bay is built by a smaller builder by name of Akel, Akel. Small compared to some of the others, certainly smaller than compared to Toll Brothers. When I speak with the builder, I mean, they go out of their way to tell you we've got the best streetscape in all of Avenir. The truth is, they might 100% be right. It is beautiful. It's on the biggest lake in Avenir, and you do have some lots in there that you can literally see two fountains and a long lake view. I mean, there's some brilliant, and there's still some available. They're probably 85% sold now. They have a lot of spec homes, meaning that they've started building them, and there's maybe only a couple where you can build from scratch and pick your options. But they have these spec homes where they do have some flexibility on some of the stuff in there. I've had a buyer in there recently that we were able to make some good, I mean, reasonable structural changes, which I was surprised. The only builder there that would do this in Avenir. But the quick delivery homes are, I mean, there's some huge incentives. I've seen six-figure incentives in this community. By the time this video airs, there's a chance that changes a little bit. But by rest, I think I feel encouraged to tell you that there'll probably still be some good deals there. But it's one of my favorite. If you want a well-built, modern looking, they have a very modern look to it, a house. This is a community I would definitely check out. By the way, if you walk into any of the sales centers there, you are absolutely crazy. We highly recommend independent representation. Independent representation means we need to be there with you at the builder on your very first visit. The cost to using us here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida is zero out of your pocket. It's the builder who pays us, and they're happy to do so. You can ask them. We'll be there from start to finish. We'll be there to help you along the way through closing. If you want help along the way with things such as an inspection or advice on that, we can do that. Like I said, the cost to you is zero out of your pocket. And we also give you the benefit of knowing what else is out there in the existing world. These builders are not going to send you to other builders. They're not going to tell you to explore the existing homes, the resale homes. We can help you with that. We're unbiased in this regard. Later, we're going to talk about a Zoom call. If you're coming into town, give us as much time as possible. There are times we have three families, maybe more, in town. We want to help you when you come here on your visit here to South Florida, exploring all that we have to offer. So here's why I think that this community is going to hold its value a lot, terrible, hold its value well. Panther National. Panther National is a one of a kind community. Now, as we look in and zoom into the terrain map here, you can see some of it starting to be built out here, and maybe there's a sunspot on there that's not showing at all. But this is a completed course. This is a Jack Nicklaus signature course. This is a golf course community. It's a membership community. You do have to pay a membership fee to get in there. And believe it or not, people are paying it and they keep going up. They've actually started limiting it and sometimes even eliminating altogether outside members to join. There's slightly over 200 homes when all is said and done in Panther National. They start at $4.5 million, and there are homes there that go above 20 million. So it's a beautiful course. We see a lot of seasonal people in there. People that it's close to that airport. If you look at the map, I'll show you later when we go back to the map. There's a private airport. It's not a commercial airport. I'm in Avenir literally all the time. I just don't hear planes over me. It's not that kind of airport. But what it is good for are people who have money, who want to fly to Palm Beach Gardens, to Key West, to Martha's Vineyard, to the Hamptons. That's what it's for. Private jets. It's going to keep that crowd there. And it's literally right next door to Avondale, which I told you is the entry level in Avenir. So if you buy $1 million house, as an example, in Avenir, in Avondale, let's say, in Avenir, and you're next to like the average home in there is right now in Panther National is something in the order of $12 million. And you're next to $12 million homes, I think that bodes well for your market value in all of Avenir. So if you want to search an Avenir on your own for resales and things like that, the best place to do it is this website, livinginpalmbeachfl.com. And there's a lot of other resources there as well. Let me show you. Here at livinginpalmbeachfl.com, you come to this page, you have three buttons. If you want to search, like do a search on existing, right here in the middle is your home search. And you can just plug in any variables you want, and it'll be here. It's an example. Palm Beach Gardens is an example. If you want to look at going back to the homepage, if you want to like really zone in on something you want here, what you want to do is go to the search page. They have an advanced search here, and it'll give you. You can really drill into certain things, certain elements, certain types, range, years built. Great way to search. Also, If you want to just look at the communities, this is the best way. You want to learn about Avenir and Palm Beach Gardens, click that communities tab. And as an example, they have a tab it talks about, you know, Palm Beach Gardens and what it has to offer. Golf capital of the world. We talk about that in this video. Pros and cons. This is like the pros and cons video of Palm Beach Gardens. Do you want to get alerts on Palm Beach Gardens? Here you go. What is the average price per square foot? The median, it's all there. And of course it has, and because we do so much business in Avenir, we put a special page for that as well. And this video is going to be changed out. We have a newer video on this, so we're going to be changing that out. The days on the market is misleading, I want to tell you, because it takes into account new construction, where it's always going to be longer for days on the market because they're building it. So that's misleading, but these numbers are pretty strong, pretty accurate. The square foot and the median sales price. And last but not least, if you want to look at all other new construction web communities in the area, go to this one, new construction. You can search, like if you want to look in Port St. Lucie populated, you can go right in there. It's a best way to search all the new construction communities in our area here in South Florida. So I gotta say, there's three communities I haven't touched on yet. There are three of the most popular that you really need to know about. Let's start with this one. This is literally right in the center of everything. This is called Apex of Avenir. It's 562 homes. It is GL Homes is the builder. People who buy GL Homes in other parts of it's a private builder, and they're very prevalent. You might not have heard of them in other if you live in other parts of the country, but very prevalent down here in South Florida and very well regarded. And you can see all this here is Apex. Nestling, I've done more homes in this community than any of them. I've probably done 2 dozen homes in this community, and it's only been open a couple of years. Uh, Feathering Away, Heron Flock, they're about 60 to 65% sold right now. Some of the best lots are starting to go. So now's still a good time for this. They have big homes as well. So I gotta say this, we see a lot with over here is in this other great community. It's called La Alliance. Well, another one of my favorite builders. It's called Coulter Homes, literally across the street. They share this clubhouse, and this is the clubhouse. This is what they call the Western Clubhouse, and they actually call it here. I wrote it down. The Great Egret West. They just name these things. Great Egret Clubhouse, but most people know it as the Western Clubhouse. And as you can see, it's just getting started. But let me tell you about that, and I'll tell you a little bit more about these other two communities. This is going to be a bigger clubhouse. It's going to be right now. It's Apex and La Alliance. It's getting ready to open just a couple months from now. They're going to have 12 pickleball courts. They're going to have 9 tennis courts. They're going to have this is a big deal. They're going to have a on-premises restaurant. A lot of people like that. Even the Pearl, which is the restaurant, which is the clubhouse over at Regency that we spoke of earlier, doesn't have a restaurant on premises. The theory behind Regency for not having one, and we haven't talked about this yet either, the town center is right next to Regency. And they say, why put a restaurant where you can just take your golf cart, which is literally right there, to the restaurants there? Maybe that's a good point. I know a lot of people who love to have the restaurant on the clubhouse, on the premises. This is going to have it. There's just a ton of stuff. This is going to be a bigger clubhouse, and it's going to service everything west of Coconut Boulevard. We go back to the map. I'll show you where Coconut Boulevard is. There's one exception, which I'll get to this builder, WL Homes. The L stands for Landstar, who was the original developer of Avenir. And because they gave themselves permission, even though they have one of their communities is east of Coconut, to use this clubhouse. And the reason is it's probably a better clubhouse. So back to this. This is the site map again. This is Apex. This is Panther National. La Alliance is right here. And just to the left, up here, this place literally just opened. It's called the Spreet. This is going to be like, I think the number is like 480-ish. I've got to look it up, but it's about 480 homes. Oh, here's Coconut Boulevard. I got to go there. Coconut Boulevard is right here, and that's a dividing line. It's going to go north, and they're extending it north to Beeline Highway to give you better access to all the things that downtown Gardens, I didn't even touch on that yet. Downtown brings you, downtown Gardens. One of the best malls in the area is there, called the Gardens Mall. Downtown at the Gardens is there. West Palm Beach is going to be easy way to get into downtown West Palm Beach, which is there's a ton there. City Place. During the holiday season, there's just a lot of activities with Sandy the Sand Tree as an example, but it's more than that in other videos. It's a very festive area. But Esprit is just opening up now, 480-ish homes. It's all the way west, as you can tell, and it's a 55 plus community. So let's take these three communities together. Apex, La Biance, the all age communities. Some of the differences that we've seen people we've helped, we've done a lot of homes in both. We've helped a lot of buyers in both these communities. And we sell for both. We help the builder actually gives us quick delivery homes to put on MLS and to sell. So we've sold a lot of homes in both these communities. We have a very good relationship with all these builders. And that's what you want. When you want someone fighting for you, you want someone that has a good relationship with the builders. Stick around for that Zoom call. Get on Zoom with us and let us show you, like on Zoom, what these communities are, the pros and cons. So when we see different families, if you're a smaller family, a lot of them go to La Biance. The reason is the biggest house is 3,300 square feet, all loaded up. That's the Sydney model over at La Biance. So that's the biggest you're going to get. You have homes at Apex that are over, it's 5,600 and change, like the Zenith model over at Apex. That's their biggest model. There's Olympus is pretty big. It's their second biggest, but the Zenith is their largest. And so if you have someone looking for more than 3,300 square feet, they're going to go over to Apex. People do appreciate Coulter, the La Biance models, because there are certain features about them that they appreciate. As an example, high ceilings. They've noted for their high ceilings, open floor plan, greater degree of compared to almost every other builder of personalization. You could kick out the back loggia and your master 4 extra feet. You could do the same. You can extend your garage forward. You can put all their homes are made with one story, but you can build a second story in lots of cases, like a loft or even a bedroom upstairs. So Esprit is going to be a community that's just getting started. We're going to do a lot of business in there. I just know it. We have a home listed in there right now. It's a quick delivery home. It's one of the more popular models called the Priscilla, and it comes with a pool as an example. But we'll get more of those as well. But we see this community as be doing a lot there because I feel it's really attractive for your 55 crowd. It's phenomenal. I've got to mention WL. I'm extremely excited for this. But before I do that, let me tell you about that Zoom I've been telling you about. Let me go to that right now. You see, 19 years ago, my family and I relocated to this beautiful part of the world we call sunny South Florida, and we haven't looked back. Today, we truly find an honor to help people, perhaps like you, do the exact same thing. So if you're thinking about this area and you want to get help from people who have actually done it before, there's a few ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you see our phone number. You can either call or text that number. But literally two of the best ways is in the description in the comment section. There's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is set up some time for us to speak, either through a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating here to sunny South Florida. WL Homes. Just started a few months ago. They don't even have models up yet. The L stands for Landstar, which is the original developer of the area. I think I said that already. They have 3 communities in here that are going in there. And they're going to be smaller communities, 100 plus homes, 200 homes in all. The last one is going to be their most expensive. The first one they're dealing with right now starts at about the 900,000s. So I'm going to this map here. They're not even on the map. It's so on this map. It's the aerial map. It's so new. But they're in this area. And I got to talk about the schools because it's right near Somerset Academy, which is a charter school, which is they've got a great reputation. If you listen, I have kids. I have three children. I know the gamut of schools here in Florida. They've went to, daycare to elementary to middle to high school and now college. So I know what to deal with. People, when I first moved here, I got to tell you this story. When I first moved here, people told me, when you move to Florida, expect to take a downgrade in your schooling. I can't tell you. I can't even begin to tell you how wrong that was. I've actually found that the schools here are better from the standpoint, especially that we get choice. My kids, even though they're districted for certain schools, they went to some of the best magnet and charter schools that this country has. My daughter is in a art school that's second to none. My boys were mathematically inclined, academically and mathematically inclined. One of the great magnet schools here they went to. So you get a lot. They have these ratings, A, B, C, and all that, and we can help you. If there's a certain district that you want to look at, we can help you with that, whether it's resales or Avenir. But Somerset Academy is all over the place. Not over the place, but they have several other campuses around Palm Beach, and they've got a great reputation. They have another one in Palm Beach Gardens, one in Boynton Beach, but this one that just opened in Avenir is K through 5, kindergarten through 5. And there's talk, not yet, but eventually they're going to expand that to more, to other grades. They are, if you live in Avenir and you're in high school, today you're using Palm Beach Gardens High School. But I think that'll change because there are so many people. The end of the day, I didn't mention this number. The end of the day, the target is about 4,000 homes in Avenir. So you need to build new schools, and they built Somerset Academy, and there'll be more to come in the future in Palm Beach Gardens. The golf here is amazing too. And I went back to the map quickly and I noticed over here is PGA, there's the Bear Trap marker. There's PGA National here. Another great golf area. They've done the Honda Classic there, Tiger Woods. There's more professional golfers that live in Palm Beach than any place else in the whole country. So I just wanted to just throw that at you. But I want to zoom into this area that we call the town center, which is right here and getting ready to open. This is a very golf cart friendly community, and that's where you're going to be taking your golf cart into that community. I should say into that area. They're waiting for the Publix to be open. Once they do that, all these restaurants are going to go in there. If you want to take your golf cart from your garage to the golf course, you can do it. You want to go food shopping, go to Publix. That's our food shopping, our grocery store type area, supermarket area, store here. You could do that. Just take the golf cart. You want to go to a fine dining restaurant? Fine, we got you covered. Just take the golf cart. So this is going to be a very golf cart friendly community. And literally, Avenir is just getting started. Palm Beach Gardens, Avenir, paradise here in South Florida.